Welcome back, everybody. It's Kenny with the Healing Homestead. It's early. I don't know. Sun just cracked over the horizon over that way, but it's going to be cloudy today. We're supposed to get like 1 to 3 inches of snow, and we have our newest dairy cow, Angie, getting ready to drop her calf within the next couple of weeks. So we got to get some shelter built for her. So I'm borrowing my dad's truck. Got the old Yoda mobile. I'm gonna go haul this log splitter that we have back there in the loafing shed out, and then take some lumber back there and build something for her to house in until she drops her calf, because we don't want her out in the field having it be cold or bad weather and then lose the calf or her. So we're going to be working on that today. I also got to finish processing this deer that I got the other day. I skinned it out last night, and now we just need to quarter it up and get it processed how we're going to do it, whether it be ground meat or roast or steaks, whatever it is. But quite a bit of work to do today. And then we got some friends that are boondocking at our place in their camper, and they're supposed to try to get their stuff set today before the weather hits. So we'll see what we can get done. It's been crazy, and it's probably going to stay crazy for a little bit. It seems like every year this time with the weather turning, that we always seem to be caught off guard. We know it's coming, we just don't know when. It seems like the cold has hit us a little bit quicker this year than it did last year. But this is honestly still our first full year out here on the property, and so we're learning how to work with what we got. So we'll catch up with you guys in a little bit and see how this goes. All right, so I got the log splitter right there, pulled up front because we have some logs right over there. Actually, I need to break the chainsaw out and slice up into little sections and split. I need to get the log splitter. There's a flat tire on it, and that's why I couldn't hook it up to like the four-wheeler or anything else, because it just sat too low with that flat tire. So I got to get a new one. But I'm so thankful that my dad let me borrow his truck, but I don't know that he knew exactly what I was going to be hauling in it, because I think it's slightly exceeded his truck bed capacity. So yeah, we're putting the Yoda to work. I think the lumber I got in there is twice as long as the truck. But we're gonna go build this stanchion, or not, I guess it's not even a stanchion, it's a pin. It's gonna be a calving pen for our pregnant mama. And so I'm gonna drive down here and get to work. I'll see if I can film. I kind of just had to set the camera up wherever I can, and we'll see how this goes. All right, so I'm just moving really slow because of those long boards, and you see we had a hitchhiker back there. Our cat's actually on top of the cab. So looks like they're doing okay, but I don't have to go very far. I just don't want them splitting out the back. They're bouncing. All right, I better focus. Okay, so here's the loafing shed. This did have a bunch of stuff stored in it, and now that we've got a little bit more space to move stuff around with being in the house and everything, we've moved some of this stuff. We've just kind of consolidated. We got a wood pile, and the guy that owned the place before we did left us a bunch of stuff that he thought would be useful. One of them was a 3-basin stainless steel sink, which we will use. We've got some some like rafters right there. I think those are aluminum rafters. There's like 4 or 5 of them. But anyways, we don't want to get rid of this wood, especially with after going through COVID and all that stuff, the way the prices just went through the roof. We're keeping everything we can, and our neighbor blessed us with some other lumber that I brought over my dad's. But my goal today is to take this post and the back post and run some slats alongside it, attach it, and make it as sturdy as I can, because this is going to be where Angie's going to have her calf, and we're just going to keep her in here. We'll feed her some hay and keep her in, hopefully copper, out of the elements. We'll probably clear up some of this other area where we've got the milking stanch. We'll probably leave the milking stanch in there, but some of the stuff on the ground we'll probably move out so that they both have enough room to move around, lay down, do what they need to do in here without getting overcrowded. I mean, it'd be nice to have all this stuff cleaned out, but right now we just gotta do what we can with the space and the time that we have. So I'm gonna try to set up this camera, see if I can get some of this filmed. It's kind of difficult with not having our stand. We have a camera stand usually that I can clip my phone into, but Delena's got it used for doing the tile in the bathroom right now. And so I haven't been able to use that recently, so I'm just setting it up wherever I can. But I think I have some chairs and some wood there, so I think I can make something work. So. All right, so as you guys can see behind me, I got the 3 running slats up. I don't know if you guys could tell with the time lapse what I was doing, but since it's just me out here to use, to have like a third hand, what I did was I measured, like I put the bottom one on down there and just measured it like 4 inches up off the bottom. I did the same thing down here. When you got it near the ground, it's not that hard. I just attached one end and then attached the other end. But when I raised it up a foot on the other one, I just put a screw at the 1 foot mark, set the 2x6 on top of that screw, and it held it up. So then I could come down here and attach to this post and then just go back and forth. So it kind of gives you the ability to hold a board. These are 20-foot boards. Actually 20 plus, they're like 21 feet, but yeah, got them up now. And so all I'm going to need to do is, since we got 2 cows, they're wobbly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting some supports down. What I'll probably do is run over and get the post driver from my dad's house. And I'll incrementally, about every 5 feet or so, maybe 3 in between this run, since it's so long, you know, just split it up in the middle and then split that again with a post. And then if I need to attach some wood in there too, but this is gonna be fine for what we're doing. And then once the calf is born, obviously we may have to reevaluate, like putting another slat near the bottom so it's not jumping out. But I think it's gonna stay pretty close to mom the first little bit of its life. And so across this opening here in between these 2 posts, we have a cattle gate down there at the house that is not being used right now. It was put up near the front before anybody was actually living here on the property. And because it was just vacant most of the time. The guy owned the property, lived in the city, and he'd come out here and do his gardening and his hunting and just, you know, probably chill on the weekend, mow the fields and stuff with the tractor. But since we're here all the time, we're using that opening in that fence a lot. And so we're not going to put the cattle gate back up there. We don't really need it right now because, I mean, it's open road or open access from the road, so we're not really blocking anybody off from coming up onto our property. But there's no need for anybody to be driving back and forth except us, or to be stopped from that. So we're not going to put it back here. I'm probably just going to take the hinge pins out of the posts that are in down there and bring them down here and probably attach them. This post is a lot more sturdy. It looks like this one's gotten knocked out of square, and they have this like dunnage and blocking down here to kind of keep it from slipping. So what I may have to do in the future is come out here and maybe have my neighbor bring his skid loader out and lift up on that joist, straighten that out, and maybe put something underneath it to make it more permanently stable. I mean, this is stable. It's a solid just pole barn or loafing shed, I guess. It's a difference between like 4-sided covering or 3-sided. And so this is, I guess, considered a loafing shed according to my lovely wife, and I believe her because I wouldn't know the difference. I would just say shed, barn, storage place, that spot out there in the field. But yeah, this came along pretty good. And like I said, I'll just keep doing that. I'll try to film. With it being cold outside, my phone dies super quick. So I'm already down to like half a battery. Usually a battery lasts me all day long. But I'll do my best to keep you guys in the loop and show you guys what I'm doing as we're doing it. Trying to get a lot of stuff done today too, but I don't want to have you guys missing out on any of this fun. All right. All right, so I went and grabbed the cattle gate once again, testing the limits of old Yoda Mobile. Yes. So we're gonna see if this works here. It may actually run into our little electric fence lane. So we're gonna have to see how this works and adjust if we need to. So, all right, so got a little bit more done. I didn't end up filming it because I just kind of got busy with what I was doing, but Delana came out to do milk chores.
Threw a wrench into his plans.
She didn't throw a wrench into my plan. She just had a different idea. And then things, obviously, I mean, on the farm, they don't work out as easily as you think all the time. But anyways, we got it. So we did the second wall and just a goat panel and some other wire paneling that we had laying around. And so that's gonna be the in-between the milking stanchion for Delana and then where the cows are gonna stay. And then this you guys still saw, but I had taken some of these, that's my next project, these fence pins, and I'm gonna drill it out here into this pole here and try to set this cattle gate up and then see how it rides and what we need to do, if we need to like put a little bit of skirting underneath it, because it's going to extend past this pole here, kind of over where that T-post is. You're probably gonna have to pull that out, and then we'll just have to adjust as we go. So I'm gonna try to drill this out and see how it works. All right, so you guys got to see me do some acrobatics and time lapse there. I was trying to hold up the cattle gate while reaching and grabbing for something. So I might have had like a foot out reaching and grabbing. So far, it's looking like it's gonna work. I mean, obviously there's a T-post in the way here, but when you push it away from the T-post, it wants to open up, and that's what we want. We just want to be able to open that up, get the cows in, and then we'll figure out a way to drop a feeder in there for them for hay. It shouldn't be too hard. So we'll work on that also in the days to come. We got a lot going on. We just had some gravel dropped up by the house for the landing pad for our friend's camper, and I think that's going to work out good with them getting in and getting settled in before the weather. We're just going to have to see. And then I have to finish processing this deer. So I got it skinned out last night. I might have already said that, but I I just got to go in and get the meat off of it, debone it, and then pass it on to Delana so she can grind and cut stew meat and package it up how she wants to for the freezer. So getting stuff done. It seems like it's been a little bit slow today, but honestly, I think it's pretty good. Got most of it done. I'm still gonna set some T-posts back here in between the back of those slats so that I can kind of reinforce that, and if the cows are rubbing up against it, they're not busting it off. And the goat panels over there are already in with T-posts, so that if they need to rub against it or whatever, it should be fine. But let me get to moving and we'll see what we can do next. All right, so I'm wrapping this project up. You see I got the cattle gate hung. I mean, it functions for what we're gonna need it for, which is keeping cows in. My phone kept dying. The cold weather just zaps the battery. But you can see over here, I put another run on the bottom so that the calf doesn't get out. And I didn't want to make a permanent situation with like studs in the ceiling, and just I wanted to make it to where I could take it apart if I needed to. So what I did was I put in just some T-post and then beefed it up with some wood, and then just wire tied it, fence and wire post tied it. But I'm shaking it now, and it's gonna be sturdy. So got that bottom row to keep the calf in. The top row, I don't know if we're gonna hang a feeder or do something for the cows with hay. If not, we've got a hay feeder that we had made out of like one of those IBC containers. So for now, that's all I'm gonna do with this project. Thanks for hanging out. I am gonna be processing a deer, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film that or not, just depending on the time frame that I got, and then this weather, if it works with me and doesn't kill my phone battery. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I even went over here. I don't know if Delana's gonna like it or want to use it, but I put those shelves over there because we've got kind of an accumulation of supplies that honestly has just kind of gotten set wherever we had space before. We didn't have time to really get in here and clean this out because we were transitioning everything, animals, moving, and then obviously you guys know that we've been remodeling the home and everything. So it's been busy, but we're making progress and stuff's getting done. So hopefully this is all we're gonna need to do as far as like an emergency preparedness for our animals. Hopefully everything else is set in place, or we can get it done pretty quickly before things get bad. But again, thanks for hanging out with us. This is Kenny with the Healing Homestead. We'll catch you next time.